couldn't just give the compliment. Couldn't just hand him the compliment.
So bad.
Right? That was Stephen A. yesterday on this show, giving his thoughts on Dak Prescott potentially being the MVP. But, Drew, as you heard, there was a little caveat to it. Nonetheless, Drew, what are your thoughts on what Dak Prescott has done so far? Do you agree with Stephen A.?
Well, he said league MVP consideration, or is he saying the favorite for the MVP? Which one?
I said league consideration. He's top two favorite. Top two favorite to be specific. Top two favorites, Drew.
All right. I love the job that Dak has done this year, and I think we're remiss if we don't mention the fact that right before the season, they traded unquestionably the leader on defense, and so that I think that just put more pressure on him. But look, I think he's handled it incredibly well. He's done it with injuries to some of his playmakers as well. I think it's more so to me, it's not just the numbers, but it's the poise and composure in which he's done it. That comeback to beat the Giants, in years past, that would have been a moment where the Cowboys fell apart. They never would have found a way to win that game. But the Giants score late, man, they methodically go down, kick the field goal, take it to overtime, go win that game. The way he played throughout the entirety of that Sunday night game against the Packers was really, really impressive. The way he played last week against the Jets. So he continues to get better and better. I love the fact that he acknowledges, hey, look, we're just trying to put ourselves in a position to go and really make a run at the ultimate prize. And that's how we'll be judged here. But yes, I like the way he's playing, but I'll be honest with you. I think Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield, I would put ahead of him in the MVP race right now. Yeah. You look at the way that these guys are playing. First off, Baker Mayfield, statistically 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. But his late game heroics, I tune in to watch that. That's the first thing I want to go and watch at the end of every Sunday is how did they find a way to win that game? So really impressive the position he's put his team in at the end of games to go and win. And then Jared Goff, I think has Detroit just become so automatic now that we don't give them the respect that they deserve?
Right.
I know they had that week 1 falter against the Bears, but since then they've averaged 40 points a game in the last 4 consecutive games. That is hard to do, okay? And they're doing it a number of different ways. They lose both coordinators, offense and defensive coordinators, who want to become head coaches, and yet that system is in place, right? That culture has been established. That identity is there. But it starts and stops with Jared Goff on offense. I know they got some weapons, but, man, they need a guy pulling the trigger and distributing and leading, and that's what he's been doing.
I agree with Drew 100%. Baker Mayfield, to me, is the MVP of the league right now. I think what he has been able to do and what he's been able to accomplish has been next level. Either 5 or 7 different offensive line combinations.
Something big is happening when the name Maxx Crosby starts trending next to Dallas Cowboys on every major NFL feed. The Raiders are falling apart, the fan base is restless, and now one of the league's most feared pass rushers might be looking for a way out. And apparently, the only destination he wants is Dallas. Let's talk about it, Cowboys Nation. Because if this rumor even has a shred of truth, we might be witnessing the beginning of a defensive rebirth in Dallas. A new era under Brian Schottenheimer, where toughness, leadership, and fire return to the star. According to recent reports and viral posts circulating through X and multiple football outlets, Maxx Crosby, the heartbeat of the Las Vegas Raiders, is growing frustrated. After a 1-4 start to their season, after years of carrying a franchise that simply refuses to match his intensity, Crosby's patience might finally be running thin. And the whispers are getting louder. He could be open to a trade. The stunning part? He reportedly only wants to play in Dallas. Now, before we go crazy, let's be clear. This isn't an official move. There's no confirmation from Jerry Jones or from the Raiders front office. But sometimes, rumors like these catch fire because they make sense. They align perfectly with timing, need, and opportunity. The Cowboys' defense has been hanging by a thread since losing Micah Parsons. Justin Houston has stepped up. Sam Williams and Ezra Wakora are growing fast, but let's be honest, they're missing that true, relentless, game-changing presence on the edge. That one man who never takes a snap off. That emotional spark who lifts the entire locker room. That's exactly who Maxx Crosby is. Let's talk facts. In 2024, Crosby posted 14.5 sacks, 88 pressures, and 25 quarterback hits, numbers that put him in the same breath as TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. He's a two-time All-Pro, a fourth-round pick who worked his way from obscurity into superstardom through pure grit. The man plays like his life depends on every down. And imagine this, Cowboys fans. Imagine Crosby lining up opposite Kenny Clark with Justin Houston rotating inside and Osa Odigizua pushing the pocket. Imagine the havoc that would unleash on opposing quarterbacks. You can't double-team everyone. You can't run away from Crosby's side because his pursuit angle is pure violence. That's the kind of player who changes everything, from the locker room energy to how opponents design their game plans. Now, financially speaking, yes, this would be a blockbuster. Crosby signed a 3-year, $106.5 million extension with the Raiders earlier this year. But the Cowboys have something they didn't last season: draft capital. After the Micah Parsons trade, Jerry Jones has multiple first-round picks available. And let's be honest, there's only so many ways to use those picks. You either build for tomorrow or you go all in for today. And Jerry has made it clear, this year, Dallas is in win-now mode. This is the kind of aggressive, legacy-shaping move that fits his style. He loves the spotlight. He loves making a statement. Bringing Maxx Crosby to Dallas would do both. Let's talk about fit, because this is where things get really interesting. Under Brian Schottenheimer and defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, Dallas has shifted toward a hybrid front. They've been mixing wide 9 looks with heavy interior pressure packages, and it's working, to a degree. But adding a talent like Crosby would allow Eberflus to unleash chaos. You could pair him on stunts with Clark, drop Houston into coverage, or simply let Crosby go one-on-one and wreck every protection scheme in the NFC. He's not just a pass rusher, he's a tone setter. Watch the Raiders tape. Even when they're down 30, he's still fighting through double teams, still yelling at teammates to step up. That's leadership. That's obsession. That's the Cowboy mentality Dallas has been missing since DeMarcus Ware. Now you might ask, what would this mean for the rest of the team? It means everything. It takes pressure off Dak Prescott, who's already playing the best football of his career. It gives this locker room an identity again, a reason to believe that defense still wins championships. And it proves to the league that Dallas isn't satisfied with good enough. Because right now, let's be real, the NFC is wide open. The Eagles are inconsistent, the Lions are hot but vulnerable, the 49ers are dealing with injuries, the Cowboys have an opening, and if they can add a player like Maxx Crosby, the path to the NFC Championship becomes real again. But beyond the tactics, this rumor carries something deeper: emotion. Crosby's story is one of redemption, a man who battled addiction, turned his life around, and rose to become one of the fiercest competitors in the league. Imagine that kind of heart walking into the Star, shaking hands with Dak Prescott, looking Schottenheimer in the eye and saying, "Let's bring a Lombardi back to Dallas." That image alone should send chills through Cowboys Nation. Of course, it's still just the rumor, but even the idea has reignited something in the fan base. People are talking again. People are dreaming again. And whether it's now, at the trade deadline, or in the off-season, one thing is for sure: Dallas needs that kind of fire on defense. You can build elite offenses all day long, but when the playoffs hit, it's the teams that punch the hardest on defense that survive. The Ravens, the Steelers, the old Cowboys under Jimmy Johnson, all of them were built on heart, hustle, and terror in the trenches. That's what Maxx Crosby brings. He's not just a luxury, he's a culture shift. And if this deal ever materializes, you can bet the rest of the NFC will feel that tremor from Arlington to Philly. So here's the question, Cowboys Nation. Should Jerry Jones go all in? Should he put those extra first-rounders on the table and bring Crosby to Dallas? Or should the team keep building slowly with youth and depth? I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Would Maxx Crosby wearing the star make Dallas a true Super Bowl contender again? Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with every Cowboys fan you know, and subscribe to Cowboys Nation Report for daily updates, breaking rumors, and insider analysis straight from the heart of Cowboys country. Because if Maxx Crosby really wants Dallas, and Dallas really wants him, this might not just be a rumor. It might be destiny.